All right, good morning, traders. Today is March 13th, 2025. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Again, as always, thank you everybody out there in digital land, podcast land, cyber land. Thank you so much for finding the value in my content. Appreciate that. Love that. I like the kind comments. Like that a lot. Thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. All right, as well as thank you for all my members, all right, that are part of the BYOB trading plan. I can't forget you guys. You guys, thank you so much. All right, let's get started. All of the Fab Five are in daily downtrends. Okay, QQQ, IWM, FNGA. Those three made higher highs and higher lows, closing inside their bearish traps under their 17 EMAs. SPY made an inside day, closing inside a bearish trap under a falling 17 EMA. Inside day is it's a higher low and a lower high. Okay, SPY closed with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend. FNGA made a, am I right? No, not FNGA. That's not supposed to say FNGA. Diamond Dow made a lower low and a lower high, closing under a bearish trap under the falling 17 EMA, and that FNGA needs to be disregarded. All right, gold and silver both in daily uptrends. Silver made a higher low and a higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17. Gold made an outside day, higher high, lower low, closing over a bullish trap over the rising 17. USO still in a daily downtrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bearish trap, but under the 17 EMA. UNG, high flyer there, made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish cross and under the rising 17 EMA. US dollar index still in a downtrend. We like that. Closed near 103.57 area. Today, max pain for SPY, 561, with a put-to-call ratio of about 1 put to each call that expires today at 4:15. All right, let's take a look at some charts. All right, first chart we'll look at SPY on the 10-minute. Okay, we got the 3 EMA underneath the 8 EMA here. Okay, so we're looking for a downtrend this morning. All right, so we're looking for continuation of the downtrend that they started, just like yesterday. Okay, we're going to try to continue the downtrend that they started from yesterday, okay, from the day before. All right, remember this downtrend, we're looking for continuation of the same downtrend just like yesterday. All right, so we're looking for a red candle. All right, looking for something that's not a bottoming tail candle. We're looking for something that's not a spinning top or a doji. And we're not looking for any green candles, all right, to jump into this trade, okay, on the first 10-minute candle. Okay, don't want any green candles, all right, because a green candle shows us that the bulls still have control of the situation. All right, so there's SPY on the 10-minute downtrend. 2-hour. Still got, you can see price and the 3 EMA is still underneath the 8. All right, still a 10-minute downtrend coming into the close here. On the daily chart, got a higher low and a lower high, so an inside day, and we closed under a bearish trap, okay, under the falling 17 EMA here. Okay, price action down here at the midpoint. I'll back way out so you can see it. Okay, just neutral. Notice they go up and they give it up. So that's just neutral here. Okay, they could recover that. Okay, but they go up and they give it up. Okay, so there's price action for SPY. All right, let's take a look at max at the game plan. Head on over to the 10-minute chart again. All right, on the game plan, SPY pivot, 558.90. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All right, below it, we got a bearish entry. Price breaches, see this red candle there, that red exhaustion light candle right there. below 554.30. Okay, that's my bearish entry. On the bullish entry, see that green exhaustion-like candle right there? Okay, so above that, 561.80, that's my bullish entry. All right, I'm seeing some accumulation happen through here. I would not be surprised to see price pull back down to a location down below. All right, going to put in a little box down here, kind of in this area here. All right, and then probably even spike the bottom of this area, maybe hit 550. Okay, and then do the same thing again, rally back up to the green line or near it. All right, so I'm looking for something like that to happen today. All right, so looking for, again, more accumulation to happen down here. We'll see what happens, but that's what I'm expecting. All right, so over 561.80, I'm a bull. All right, under 554.30, I'm a bear. Pivot, 558.90. All right, so above I'm a bull, below I'm a bear. I like one day till expiration and 8 day till expiration Friday options. All right, got more open interest on Friday. I like $2 to $5 out of the money, especially for us traders with small accounts. All right, it makes them more affordable for us. So I like $2 to $5 out of the money. Now you're not going to get the penny for penny performance that you would from a 0 DTE or 0 days till expiration in the money option. All right, but we're willing to sacrifice a little bit of that. Okay, a little bit of performance in order to have just a little bit less risk by being outside of the money. All right, so that's what we're looking at. There's the SPY game plans. Take a look at QQQ. All right, get it right. QQQ. All right, QQQ pivot 560, 576, 70. That's the pivot. Bullish, green erases red over 579.10. See those peaks? Each one landed in the same spot. Got a triple top up here, actually quadruple top. Okay, 579.10 over 579.10. I'm a bull. Okay, underneath, see that exhaustion light candle right there at the end of this 3-bar move. So underneath 475.30, I'm a bear. Okay, underneath 475.30, I'm a bear. Over 579.10, I'm a bull. See that triple top? Breach that triple top. That's where I want to interrupt there. So over 479.10, I'm a bull. Under 575.30, I'm a bear. All right. Again, I like the 1 day and the 8 day till expiration Friday options that expire on Friday. All right, because they got more open interest. Again, $2 to $5 out of the money. All right, makes them more affordable. All right, take a look at QQQ on the daily chart. On the daily chart, okay, you can see here's price action: higher low, higher high, closing under a bearish trap, almost inside it there. Okay, under a bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, down here in the lower third, that's still bearish. Okay, FNGA, higher low, higher high, closing inside the bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the midpoint, under the uptrend line. Okay, almost in the upper third. I think it didn't make it this time, in the lower third. Okay, so QQQ, okay, in the lower third. So that's bearish. All right. So you go up, you give it up and more. That's bearish. Okay, FNGA. Okay, FNGA, not in the lower third. Okay, so that's just neutral. All right. But still bearish in nature. Again, moving up, giving it up and more. That is bearish. So there's FNGA. All right, we just did QQQ. We just did SPY. What do we want to look at next? IWM. Higher low, higher high on IWM Russell 2000. Okay, closing under the bearish trap, under the falling 17. Under the uptrend line, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the midpoint, and down here in quadrant 1. Okay, so that's bearish. Okay, IWM on the daily chart, bearish. Okay, so we got QQQ. Feel like I'm missing one. Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow got a lower high, lower low, closing under bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the uptrend line, under the midpoint. Okay, moving up, giving it up, just neutral. Okay, they get down here in the lower third, they're going to be bearish. There's Diamond Dow. Let's take a look at our technicals. Technicals, we camped out for the most part yesterday in the oversold zone. I think we tripped and slipped and fell into the sell zone, but they kicked us out. Okay, the bears kicked us out of the sell zone, back into the oversold zone. All right, so not much headway there other than some higher lows. All right, on T2122, T2123. Okay, not breaking any prior highs. See that? Here's the high, that dashed line. You can see price closing underneath it. All right, so we're not making any new all-time highs yet on T2123. All right, we're not making any higher highs. All right, and we're not filling any bearish gaps. All right, so nothing bullish going on here. Okay, and if you look at the 17 EMA colored balls here, you can see, if you just look at the colored balls here, the dominant color is red. Okay, so, and you can see price action has moved down. Okay, so we've moved down, and then you can see right here and over to the right. Okay, so no bounce yet, nothing looking like it's materializing for the bulls yet. Okay, yet to see the bulls step in yet. So we'll see what happens. That's a very low high. They could easily beat that. We'll see what they got in store for us today. There's T2123. Again, bearish on T2123. Underneath is falling 200. Underneath these two prior all-time highs right there. T2123 15-minute chart. Let's take a look at the 3-bar chart. Again, 3 more red candle bars underneath the 2 prior all-time highs. Okay, price action underneath this fading 200 SMA. Okay, notice price puts in a lower high, and the bears are inspired to make a lower low. All right, so there's T2123 3-bar. Okay, no sign of the bulls in anywhere yet. Okay, no signs of bullish activity. I'm not seeing us, like I said, I'm not seeing us fill any bearish gaps. I'm not seeing us make any higher highs, not even on the smaller time frames. So there's T2123 3-bar chart. Let's take a look at FNGA. FNGA got a different story going on. Looks like we got a buying program going in on the big caps. All right, so you can see here's price action from day before. Look at this. Green, a little rest, all right. Green, a little rest. More green than a little rest. Nothing but buying going on the big caps. That's the FNGA. That's 10 of the most heavily weighted stocks in QQQ and SPY right there. Okay, so a little rest, more buying, little rest, more buying. All right, things looking good for FNGA. Bullish, coming back to challenge that falling 200 SMA right there. Okay, still underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line. Still underneath the uptrend line. All right, FNGA is filling bearish gaps. Notice the bearish gap right here, and FNGA filling it yesterday. Okay, so we got something going on there. Okay, so we're filling a bearish gap. Haven't made a higher high yet. Squeaked out these little mini higher low, higher high things right here. I'd like to see us take out this, take out this. All right, that would be kind of a sign the bulls are here. All right, this could be just a little relief rally. All right back to trend. Okay, I want to see us break some downtrend lines. All right, we are filling a bearish gap finally. All right. But I want to see a higher high. Little mini higher lows, all right? They do help, all right? But, you know, in order to get the job done, okay, I want to see a higher high. All right. And over this would qualify. Okay. I want to see us break some resistance overhead. All right. So there's FNGA. All right. On the 15-minute right there. That's one of our indicators we look at throughout the day to see if bulls and bears, or if we want to be bullish or we want to be bearish. Okay. So there's FNGA. All right, let's head back over here. Let's take a look at XLE. All right, here's our energy sector. Okay, yesterday, right there, inside day, higher low, lower high, closing inside a bearish trap under the falling 17. Still under this 12-month high anchored VWAP. Still under downtrend line 1, under downtrend line 2, under midpoint here. Okay, so XLE got a big habit of moving up and giving it up. All right, that's all they do. All right, go up and give it up. So still stuck here in neutral land, just under the midpoint. Let's take a look at UNG. There's a high flyer there. Okay, UNG, lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish cross. Okay, and under the rising 17 EMA, UNG, okay, on the daily chart. Okay, still bullish up here. All right, I said it's a little hot, needs to cool off. Well, they're definitely getting cooled off today and yesterday. So there's UNG. This is still bullish. As long as it remains above, see that red candle right there? This red candle, as long as it remains above that red candle or above this green candle here. All right, so anywhere up there in the upper third, that's still bullish up there. So UNG, high flyer, finally cooling off. I'd like to see this thing cool off for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month would be nice. All right, just give the trend line a chance to catch up to it. All right, so there's UNG on the daily chart. All right, high flyer, that's bullish up there. Let's take a look at USO. All righty, USO, higher low, higher high, closing over a bearish trap, under falling 17, over the 3-year high anchored VWAP. Okay, it's a 3-year high. There's your post-COVID high right up there. See, after COVID, 2020 was COVID. There's your post-COVID relief rally high right there, USO. Okay, so that's over the pink line, over the uptrend line. Some good news there. Okay, no longer in the lower third. Okay, so it's not bearish anymore. It's just kind of neutral. Okay, again, they go up and they give it up, so that's just neutral. Under the falling 17, under the midpoint, under the buy box. All right, so could be getting a bounce here, maybe back into the buy box. So there's USO, just neutral. Maybe things get going in the other direction pretty soon. Again, I want to see some higher highs. So you got a little peak between two little mini valleys. All right, I would say that that's probably where price is headed, is up towards that peak to challenge that peak. All right, we'll see what happens. There's USO on the daily chart. We just did UNG. Let's take a look at precious metals. Gold, here's another high flyer here. Okay, higher low, higher high. No. Outside day, lower low, higher high, closing over bullish trap, over rising 17, over all-time high anchored VWAP, up here in quadrant 4. Okay, that's bullish. Let's take a look at silver. I like silver. All right, silver, nice work on silver. Higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17, over the 12-year high anchored VWAP. That's a 12-year high right there. Over the 12-year high anchored VWAP, or you can call it a 5-month high. Either one, it's a 12-year high or a 5-month high. Price action, higher low, higher high, closing over those, over the midpoint, up in quadrant 4. That's bullish up there, silver. All right, I expect silver to come back and re-challenge that high over there. Okay, silver's all-time high is around $48. I am expecting a challenge of the $48. Just won't happen overnight, but I am expecting that. So there's silver on the daily chart. Let's take a look at, what do we want to look at next? Let's take a look at a few sectors. SMH. SMH not doing us any very much good right now. Price action for SMH. Higher low, higher high. Closing inside a bearish trap under the falling 17. Under the all-time high anchored VWAP under the midpoint. Down here in the lower third, that's bearish. Okay, you go up, you give it up and more, that's bearish. There's SMH. XLK. XLK, higher low, higher high, closing in the bearish trap under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the uptrend line, under the midpoint, just neutral right here. Gets into the lower third like it did the day before, it's going to be bearish. There's XLK. Let's take a look at XLF. XLF, about 10 days ago, put in a new all-time high up here. Okay. Price action for yesterday, outside day. Okay, that's a higher high and a lower low. Closing under a bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. Again, you move up and you give it up. See, we move up, give it up. That's neutral. Okay, let's take a look at IYT. All right, IYT. Lower high, lower low, under the trap. These are our transports. Okay. Under the trap, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the midpoint, under the uptrend line. Okay, price action down here in the lower third, that's bearish. That's IYT. All right, let's take a look at our economic package. And what do we got here? Max pain for today, 561. We got about one put for each call. Not much of a put squeeze available there. All right, so there's max pain for SPY. That's these options that expire today at 4:15. Okay, on the economic calendar, we got jobless claims coming out at 8:30. All right, it's about 8 minutes from now. We got PPI final demand at 8:30. Quarterly services survey at 10. Gas report at 10:30, and a light day after that. Tomorrow we got consumer sentiment at 10. Baker Hughes rig count at 1. That's it. It's been a very light week other than the CPI, all right, that came out on Wednesday. And the CPI really looked good. All right, so CPI wasn't bad at all. All right, let's take a look at the earnings calendar. For Thursday, today, what do we got? Okay, Wheaton Precious Metals Corp. Okay, again, some familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. Friday, more familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. Okay, Monday, again, more familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. Okay, so light day on earnings, light day on economic data, whatever they want to do today, there should be nothing obstructing their path. All right, and what are they doing? All right, maybe a continuation of more of what they are doing. All right, and let's look a look at that. Okay, FNGA. All right, on the lower time frame, and everything starts out on a lower time frame. All right, looking like some accumulation happening in the big caps. That's what they looks like they are doing, and I would probably expect more of it. All right, and on small caps, okay, nothing bullish happening. Probably just more sideways action. Okay, just underneath these two prior all-time highs, I expect probably just more sideways action. Let's take a look at T21. Actually, let's take a look at IWM. All right, IWM right here is putting in a higher low. Okay, this is our small cap, mid cap, IWM Russell 2000. Okay, we got a triple bottom here. Okay, on the IWM, and we have a inverted head and shoulders showing up right after the triple bottom. Okay. All right. If you break this trend right here, probably want to be a bear. All right. break that trend. Probably want to be a bear. Right now, I'd probably want to be a temporary bull. Okay, as long as they don't break this trend, you know, they start coming down here to decapitate the head on this inverse head and shoulders. All right, then I'd probably want to be a bear. So underneath that, definitely want to be a bear underneath if they take out that head. Okay, underneath 200. Okay, as long as they stay above this uptrend line right here. Okay, probably want to be a bull. All right, they just squeaked out a higher low right here. And they also got a head and shoulders showing on the north side too. They got one showing on the inverse side. Got a little one showing here by making a head. Got like a head here. And then we've got a left shoulder there and a right shoulder there. Okay, and then we've got a head here with a left shoulder here and a right shoulder here. Okay, so we'll see what happens. They take out the head, I'd want to be a bear. They take out this head, I'd want to be a bull. All right, so probably more just chop over to the side. All right, this is the Russell 2000. Looking kind of quasi-bullish at this time. Not by leaps and bounds, by the way. All right. All right, I'm going to take care of a few charts that somebody asked for yesterday at the close. All right. They wanted to know about sound. All right, let's take a look at it on the daily chart. And Cenex, okay? All right, sound's in a downtrend. No doubt about that. Okay? I'd stay bearish as long as they stay underneath that. Now let's go find support to see how much you want to stay bearish on sound. All right, so let's find some support here. All right, possible support right here. That's looking right there. And possible support right there. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so you're flirting with support right here on sound. It can come down. It's bearish. You made a lower high. And you worked out a micro lower low, you're still under the downtrend line. I just kind of follow the downtrend line. If as long as it continues to melt off, I would continue to be bearish on this. All right, but recognize now you're way back to support. Okay, this is. Right here, this is, look how far away this is. This is 12-month high support, okay? 12-month, all right? Support way down here. Okay, so recognize you're coming into that area right now. I think there's better charts to play. I really do. I don't think there's enough reward here for the risk. That's what I see on sound. I like it short, and you're on support. And like I said, I don't think there's enough reward for the risk. I like the upside better. I think the upside has more reward than the downside. So there's sound. But you do what you want with it. As long as it stays underneath the trend line, I continue to be bearish. Please recognize you're coming into support. Right there, all right. So you're coming into an area where it's just not working out for them to go lower. So they may do a 33% retracement. All right. So that's a possibility on sound. Cenex on the daily. Okay, you are in a consolidation pattern through here. You got lows. You're in a channel right here and here. This is just a channel until you break the lows here. And Trump's putting tariffs on aluminum, so I don't think you're going to be breaking the lows anytime soon. I would be looking for a break of the highs. And on Cenex, I would look for a break of this downtrend right here. All right. Just be careful because you are in a channel. There's not much risk reward there. You know, by the time it finally clears the breakout area or the downtrend, you know, you're coming right into a camp where sellers showed up before. But the good news is, if you're willing to hold it while they consolidate inside here and wait for the channel breakout, that looks good. So look for a break of that downtrend, and it looks like they've got something started yesterday right there. All right, so there's on Cenex. All right, Robert, you heard me on that one. PPI was awesome. Yeah, so then look for them to probably consolidate up here if PPI was awesome under here, and then start moving back up. If you got a head and shoulders, look for them to take out the head. All right, here's your head right there. And you got some right shoulder, left shoulder. So you got some left shoulder, right shoulder action. Okay, if they take out the head, looks like you got a good, like clear skies up there. All right. You're welcome. All right, that's it. I'm going to render my video. PPI was awesome. 0%. 0 to 3 expected. I don't know, Rickster. Yesterday looked good on the CPI. Now the PPI is looking good. Thanks for sharing, by the way. We could see some little relief rally. Like I said, I'm expecting price. I'm looking at some accumulation, and I really feel like SPY wants to come hit this valley between the two peaks. All right, keep an eye on that one right there, 575. It may be a little higher. Fill a gap, maybe fill a gap or two. Got a couple of big gaps here that could be filled. Okay, gap at 583 there. I think there's another gap way up here. Another gap at 584. No, that got filled. All right. I'm going to render my video. All right, and I'll see you guys in about 45 minutes. Heads up, FOMC next week, Tuesday, Thursday. Thanks, Brad. All right, so FOMC is going to make a statement. I don't know what they're going to say. Hey, that's a good point, because PPI is looking good and CPI looked good. So they might be irrelevant. And of course, they'll give you the normal tone as, oh, we're still going to remain hawkish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That should help keep us from moving lower. It should. Yeah, 1 month is not a trend, right? Canada lowered their rate. Okay. Well, everybody's gonna, and you got tariffs going on, all right? And I see China impose some tariffs on Canada. When you got all these tariffs going on, everyone's gonna have to lower their rates because number one, you're gonna need all your companies to be competitive against the tariffs. Okay, not only are you going to have to compete with the foreign nations for business, thank you, Alan, all right, but you're also going to have to compete against the tariffs. So I see rates coming down. That's what I see. We'll see what happens. All right. We'll see what happens. All right. I'll see you guys in about 40 minutes.